Good evening. This is a special board meeting of the San Benito CISD Board of Trustees, today Thursday, June 28th, and the time is 5:30. Call this meeting to order. Roll call. Mr. Vargas. Mr. Mendez, myself. ML Garcia.
Present.
Ms. Sonia Weaver.
Present.
Ms. Silva.
Present.
Mr. Lopez.
Present.
Mr. Rosas.
Present.
Dr. Carmen.
Present.
Dr. Torres. Mr. Torres. Thank you.
I'll take the doctor.
I think you still are anyway. Okay, next item on the agenda is the request for approval of the budget amendments. It's open for discussion.
Mr. Rendon, do you need to explain it? These are year-end.
Yeah, this is for year end, but in case we needed to, since the budget will be closed in 2 days, but we don't need this item, sir.
Any questions? Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
So moved by Ms. Garcia. Do I have a second? Motion approved. Next item.
No, we had a motion and a second, but we need the overall vote.
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Say, all against, same sign? Okay, motion approved. Next item, request for approval for proposal for renovation to Dr. Garza STEAM Academy cafeteria. It's open for discussion.
For Mr. Mendez, here you have a proposal that Ms. Landrum has put together, paying for these out of child nutrition funds, out of their fund balance. I think you have some pictures there of the design, but this goes well in hand with our redesigning that campus to be a STEAM academy. Total price for this, projected total price for this is just over $222,000.
Any questions? Motion to approve? Motion carried by Mr. Lopez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All against, same sign? Motion carried. Item number 5, the request of approval of proposal for renovation of Angela G. Garza Elementary Cafeteria, or Angela G. Leal Elementary Cafeteria. Open for discussion?
All right, so here for AG Leal, we have a project that is a little over $88,000. Includes the cafeteria and dining decor as well as the service line replacement.
Okay. Any questions?
Does it all come from the buy board,
This one.
or is there a bidding on it?
This one, I believe, came from the CNP, the South Texas Cooperative. Am I reading that correctly, Mrs. Rendon?
Yes, sir, this is through the Region 1
Okay.
co-op that's been approved.
Mr. Rendon, I noticed it's the same contractor, the same company for both projects. What's the timeline? Are they gonna be able to, I'm assuming they're gonna be able to work them in before the school begins?
The timeline that we talked about, it will be, we're shooting for before the school starts. It's just that they get all the items. That's what we're shooting for.
Okay, so just like we've done in the past, do we have like a backup plan, or do we have a backup contractor, just in case it's gonna impede our the
This
beginning of the
shouldn't
year?
stop any of the service for the food service.
Okay,
The painting, the first one, we're having the painting done so before school starts, and then the other one is bringing in the decor to put it, but it will not impede on the
awesome, okay.
serving.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Any other questions? Motion to approve the,
So move, Mr. Mendez.
moved by Mr. Lopez. Have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rosas. All in favor?
Aye.
All against, same sign? Motion carried. Next item, the request for approval to accept accounting 2 for mathematics credit under the Foundation High School program. It's open for discussion.
So, Mr. Mendez, here we are asking for the board to approve counting a Career in Tech, a CTE course, not only to count as that for our kids, but it can also take the place of math credit. So those students who may be looking at business majors, instead of taking a pre-cal class or something along those lines, they can take an accounting class that will feed into what they're interested in. And it's allowable under the state, if the board approves it, for it to count as one of their math credits. So
Okay.
that's what we're asking tonight.
Any questions? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the recommendation?
Aye.
Okay, yeah, I move that we approve the recommendation.
Recommended by Ms. Silva. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Weaver. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All against, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 8, the request for approval to purchase interactive whiteboard projectors and license associated with projector use.
Number seven.
Item
Skip
number 7.
Number 7? Oh, the Chromebooks, I'm sorry. Reverting back to item number 7, the request for approval to purchase Chromebook laptops for Southwest Keys campus. Oh, it's open for discussion. Dr. Carmen?
Yes, sir. So here we are following through on our commitment to provide the technology for the students that we'll be educating at Southwest Keys. And I'm going to have to defer to Mrs. Rendon if this ended up being Title I funds, state comp ed?
Yes, sir, we're using the title funds.
Okay. So we have federal funds available, and we would like to equip those classrooms with the appropriate technology, as it'll be kind of a blended classroom where some of the instruction is online, and then our teachers will be providing some live instruction as well. So it's just part of that commitment to Southwest Keys.
Is there a number of laptops that we're purchasing, Dr. Carmen, or
I believe 540.
40? Okay. Thank you.
Excuse me, are they gonna be allowed to take them into their bedrooms or it's all gonna stay there within the?
During
Okay.
classroom.
They'll be on the carts,
Okay.
just like any other classroom,
Okay, uh-huh.
locked up at night, just like if they were on one of our other regular campuses. It's not a one-to-one, it's for classroom instruction in carts in the classroom.
What if there are any changes, like, we're watching the news that they might close, things, so this and that, or is it still, you haven't heard anything?
We
It's-
would remove those, and we would put them into one of our other campuses.
Great.
They're still-
great.
they're
So it
still
will
ours.
be
We still
usable.
own them.
Okay, great.
And even if something should change,
Mm-hmm.
and those students or those children are with their parents, as long
Yeah,
as they're
'cause
still
that's
inside San Benito, we'll still be happy to educate.
Yeah.
Great, okay.
Hey, Doc, I got a question. So do we have an estimate of how many kids we're going to be educating?
We do. We are looking to set up 19 classrooms, which this number will accommodate. And actually, looks like we're one shy. There's 18 here at 30 per. But I think 480 was our last count from Southwest Keys between the two locations.
Thank you. So move.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Lopez. Could I have a second to approve?
Second.
Second by Ms. ML. All in favor?
Aye.
All against, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 8, correct? Yes. Request for approval to purchase interactive whiteboard projectors and license associated with projector use. It's open for discussion. Dr. Carmen?
Yes, sir. So here we are looking at purchasing and installing an additional 150 of our short throw projectors that will turn the whiteboards into interactive whiteboards. This continues our initiative. This will put us roughly at 500 total. Ms. Pena, we have 300 something that we installed, 360? Okay, so I was one off, I'm sorry. So just over 500 that we'll have installed by the time we start school, hopefully. If not, it may be end of August, 1st September before we finish. But again, we had additional federal funds, and so we're going to put them, we'd like to put them right along into that initiative and just continue to add these into the classroom. They've been a pretty big hit, I think, with a lot of our teachers. They're excited to have them. Some of the teachers who are moving due to our changing in our school zones, if they're changing classrooms and losing a projector, there are some hurt feelings, so they would like to have these in their classroom.
So they don't have them right now? They do have something similar to that.
But no,
So we installed just under 360
So
of
they'll
them
be-
this year.
Besides the ones that are,
Yeah.
okay, they're not gonna be replaced or anything?
No, they're adding.
Okay, they're just adding.
These are additional ones.
Okay.
And we'll still have to purchase more next year, once we get our new Title I funds. We'll still have to purchase more, because we'd like to have one in every core classroom,
Yes.
and then start to work on our career and tech and appropriate elective classrooms as well. So it'll probably take us 3 years total to get these into every single teacher's classroom.
So these 450 are going to which schools? The middle schools, the high schools, or throughout the whole district?
They go across the district, and the way that I divide them is based on enrollment. So the larger the school, the more they get, because they have the more
Okay.
teacher classrooms. Some of these, however, thank you, some of these will go to Southwest Keys as well,
Oh,
because we want to provide, again, the same level of instruction we're providing in our regular classrooms. So they'll probably get 8 or 9, give them almost half their classrooms with the projectors. But the rest of them will go on our regular campuses, and it's just based on their enrollment, they get a certain number.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any further discussions? Do I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Lopez. Have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. ML. All in favors?
Aye.
Aye. All against, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 9, the request for approval of the engagement letter between San Benito CISD and Burton, McCumber, and Longoria LLP.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mendez. I motion that we move this item to be voted on after executive session, please.
Okay. Note taken. Do I need a,
Yes, you need, that's a motion.
that's a motion? Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. ML. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All against, same sign. Motion carries. It will be moved after we reconvene from closed meeting. Item number 10, the request for approval for shared services agreements with Teague ISD. This is open for discussion.
Sir, so this shared service agreement that I'm proposing to the board is related to the Carl D. Perkins, which is the Career and Tech Grant. School districts that receive $15,000 or less are not able to apply for that grant on their own, and so they have options. They can join a co-op with other campuses, other schools, and apply for them as a whole. They appoint one district as the fiscal agent. They can apply, split the money out, or they can go through their service center where it's typically given back to them in credit for professional development. This particular district, when I was superintendent there, was the second largest district in a co-op, but the monies were split out evenly based on the MOU. So we pulled out of the co-op, we had a larger district serve as our fiscal agent and paid 10% to that school district to do the application, and then at the end of the year, enter in the information for the compliance report at the end. Your director has to do the application at the beginning of the year anyhow, and has to do the compliance report at the end of the year anyhow. It adds about 30 minutes to scan it back to this district. They put in where they would like the funds to go, how they want them broken down, their goals, et cetera. Scan it back. When our director enters our application, we just include it for this other district. When the grant gets funded, this one's about $12,000. We would take 10% off the top, so we get $1,200 for doing the data entry at the beginning and end of the year. We send the difference, the $10,800, to the school district. They use it, they keep their receipts at the end of the year. Again, they fill in on paper the compliance report. We submit it right along with ours. We make about $1,200, but it allows that district to have the flexibility to spend that $10,800, that 90%, whatever it turns out to be exactly, as they see fit.
Any other questions?
Okay. I understand it now.
I think it's just, I think it's clear, I think it's clear, you know, so everybody understands that the fact that it's gonna take about an hour's worth of work and we're gonna get, you know, $1,200 for it. Because we're, you know, we're helping out a much smaller district. But I think this just goes to show that where our district is headed, you know, and where we want this district to go. Because we can provide this other services for other small little, you know, schools that have a hard time, you know, using or collecting the money or getting resources necessary for them to provide the education they need for their kids, you know. So, you know, maybe in the future we can develop our own little co-op, you know, and we can partner up with all these little schools and we can sign off on them, you know, so I think it's a great thing, Doc. I said, you know, so I commend you for that.
That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Great.
Awesome.
Okay, so move.
Okay.
Second.
And motion by Ms. ML Garcia and second by Ms. Weaver. All in favors?
Aye.
All against, same sign? Motion carries. Item number 11, discussion and possible action to appoint and designate an agent of record for all voluntary insurance products. Open for discussion?
So this is the opportunity for the board to discuss and decide if they would like to make a recommendation to appoint an agent of record to serve over all voluntary insurance products for San Benito CISD. We have had some initial conversations with Mr. Salazar. Based on the staff that he has, which is larger than the staff of our current agent of record, he has actually offered for, if the board should make that determination, has offered to have his staff do the enrollment, the online enrollment, and provide an agent in our office 3 days a week to help with any of the products, even though health insurance would not be covered under him. He would still be able to do the registration for that, so as we hire people throughout the year. That's up to you all to discuss and
Okay.
recommend.
It's open for discussion?
I honestly think it's, a great thing for our employees, since it's a voluntary product. It allows, these companies to go in there and make sure that they get the best products out there at the minimal cost for our employees. So by going this route, I think it's very extremely advantageous for our staff, knowing that, healthcare and where it's headed and where it's going. So it's very important to understand that our district doesn't put any money into these voluntary products. This is voluntary for the employees to sign up for it if they want it. If they don't want it, then they don't do it. So, it behooves us to go in and appoint someone that will fight for our employees. And that's my 2 cents on it. Thank you.
Okay.
And
Any other
I should mention the timeline, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If the board were to appoint Mr. Salazar agent tonight, then at the committee meetings in July 12th, he would have the quotes from the various companies for us to consider. And with the power and the size of his company, again, I think we'd be in pretty good shape with the quotes we're going to get for our employees. But those would be available by July 12th for the committee meetings, and then the board could take action July 17th, so we'd be ready
Sooner better.
to enroll.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
So do I have a motion?
I nominate SIG as agent of records for all voluntary products effective October 1st.
Motion by Ms. Weaver. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. ML. All in favor?
Aye.
All against, same sign? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the closed meeting to discussion under the authority of the Texas Government Code, subchapter 551.071, for the purpose of private consultation with the board's attorney on any subject or matters authorized by law. Subsection 551.074, for the purpose of the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee to hear complaints or charges against a public officer or employee. A, employment, resignation, and retirements. B, discussion and consideration of employment of the Director of Secondary Instructional Implementation. C, the discussion and consideration of employment of San Benito High School principal. And D, the discussion and consideration on appointment of person to conduct DIA investigations. Do I have a motion to convene to closed meeting?
Motion.
Okay, by Mr. Lopez, and second by Ms. ML. Do I have motions to approve by aye?
Aye.
Aye. All against? Same sign? Okay, so moved. We convene to closed meeting.
At 5:48.
Oh, thank you. At 5:48, thank you. Okay, welcome back. We are reconvening to open meeting at exactly 6:38. First item on the agenda is we're going to deviate back to item number 9, request for approval of the engagement letter between SBC ISD and Burton McCumber and Longoria LLP.
Yes, sir, Mr. Melendez. I motion to approve the engagement letter subject to the directive given to administration and legal counsel, please.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Silva. All in favor?
Aye.
All against, same sign? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the,
Employment.
resignations and
oh, thank you. Okay, I'm sorry, I found it. The employment and resignation and retirement. Dr. Carmen?
Yes, sir. I would ask for a motion that the board take action on employing those as discussed in executive session.
Do I have a motion to accept Dr. Carmen's recommendation?
So move.
Moved by Mr. Lopez, second.
Second.
Second by Ms. ML. All in favor?
Aye.
All against, same sign? Motion carries. Next item is the discussion and consideration of employment of Director of Secondary Instructional Implementation. Dr. Carmen?
Yes, sir. I would ask the board to take action in hiring Dr. Rodrigo Peña as the Director of Secondary Instructional Implementation.
Recommendation on the table. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Moved by Mr. Lopez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Weaver. All in favor?
Aye.
All against, same sign? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a discussion and consideration of employment of San Benito High School principal. That, Dr. Carmen?
At this time, administration makes no recommendation for that position.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is the discussion and consideration on appointment of person to conduct DIA investigations.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mendez. I move to appoint Elisa Romero as our investigator, please.
Motion by Mr. Lopez. Do I have a second?
Second?
Second by Ms. Weaver. All in favor? Aye. All against, same sign. Motion carries. Last item on the agenda is adjournment. We adjourn at 6:41. All, do I have a motion?
I have a motion.
Okay, motion by Ms. Weaver. Do I have a second?
I second it.
By Ms. Silva. All in favor?
Aye.
All against, same sign. Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you.